This video is to show how to reinforce the inside of your composition notebook so that we can use it all year for a science journal, and how to make an inside pocket. You'll need a composition notebook, some scissors, and duct tape. The first thing we're going to do is add just a little bit of reinforcement from the inside cover to the first page and from the inside cover to the last page. This will help ensure that our journal stays together for the year. You don't need a piece of tape that's longer than the journal. In fact, I recommend that you use one that's just slightly shorter. And so you can get an estimate about how long your tape needs to be. My tape is folded over on the edge, so I've got to keep that into account. And then just going to use my scissors. These are a little bit dull, so I have to chew through the tape a little bit with those. And then I'm going to start by sticking it on the cover side. And I say that because there's going to be a little bit of a bump that I want to go over. And it's easy if I make a mistake to remove it from the cover. It's not so easy to remove it from paper. So I want it to go all the way flat on the cover. And I'm having a little bit of trouble because of the section of tape where it was turned over. But see how easy it was for me to pull that off of the cardboard? It's not as easy to pull it off of paper, which is why I'm saving that part till last. So I'm just going to smooth that down. See how I'm smoothing it down, getting it all the way to the edge of the cardboard before I take it over onto the paper. I want to get it into that crease and then get it into the paper. Okay, and that's just going to help hold that cover to our pages a little bit more. I'm going to do the same thing again to the back side. Again, I don't need tape that's longer than the length of the book. I want it to be a little bit shorter. As I'm stretching it out, I can kind of estimate the length. And then I'm going to cut through with my scissors. And I started the cut and then I tore it. If you're good at tearing duct tape, you can do that. And again, I want to start on the cardboard section and start laying that down first so I can get it all the way to the crease. Get that leaf out of the way. Get it all the way down to the crease before I take it over to the paper. And if you notice, I've got about half of the tape on the cardboard and about half of the tape on the paper. So that's just going to help reinforce that binding for us a little bit so that our journal stays together. Now we're going to make a little pocket on the front hand side. That way, if we've got a paper that it's not quite ready to go into our journal yet, we've got somewhere to put it so it doesn't get lost. We're going to do just a simple folded over pocket with our paper. I do want it to be a little bit sturdy, so notice I'm using 2 sheets, the first 2 pages. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take those first 2 pages, I'm going to take that corner, and I'm going to bring it over so that the corner lines up with where the cover meets the page. And I'm going to fold that over. So again, all I did was I took the corner of those 2 pages I'm going to use and I folded them down so that they line up with the edge of the paper, right where the paper hits the binding. And then I just bring it this way. Remember, you can stop and pause this, back it up if at any point you get confused. Now, I'm making sure I've got a nice sharp crease, and I'm going to tape it. I'm going to tape right here just a little bit, and then I'm going to tape under this side as well. When I do that, I just need little bits of tape, and I'm going to get half of the tape on the paper, and then I'll wrap the other half of the tape around to the other side. So I don't need a very big piece of tape for that first edge. It's a little bit easier if you use tape that's slightly shorter than the length you're trying to cover. So I'm going to make sure this is laying flat, and I'm going to place half of my tape on the paper portion. If you notice, I've got it just below the little fold there, and basically right at the edge of where the paper and the cardboard meet. I've got about half of the tape on the paper, and I'm just going to wrap the other half neatly around. Now, the edge of my tape wasn't perfectly straight. I can do two things now. I can either cut it, or I can just wrap it underneath. If you've noticed, we've got the start of a nice pocket here. We just have to enclose this part. So again, I'm going to take my tape. I'm going to start right about here, come across this way. I'm going to have half of the tape on the page and wrap the other half of the tape around that cardboard cover. I'm going to estimate about how much I need. I need it to be a little bit shorter than the length of the page. That will make my job easier when I'm folding the tape, if I don't have a lot of excess to deal with. And my scissors are pretty dull, so I'm going to start off cutting it, and then I end up tearing that last little bit of tape because I've got really dull scissors. So I'm going to come over here, and I want about half of the tape. It looks like it'd be about that second blue line. Just going to go right there. I'm lining it up before I get it stuck on there really well. Once I get it where I want, I'm going to smooth it out so it's nice and even. I've got half of the tape stuck on that paper, and then if I want, I can fold it, can close that journal, and then I can fold the tape over this way. Make sure it's nice and neat. And then I've got my pocket in here where work can go in there until it's ready to be secured in the journal.